My name's Joan Lipkin, and I'm a writer, director, and social activist who divides her time between New York City and St. Louis and other parts of the country. I am honored that a play of mine called The Date has been selected as part of the curriculum for a MOOC, which is an online course that Davidson College is doing about HIV and AIDS. Professor Ann Fox asked if I was interested in doing some sort of artistic residency in conjunction with the course, as well as an art exhibit that they have right now that looks at HIV and AIDS. And I said, yeah, let's make a piece about sex. And I thought that this would actually be very relevant for the campus community because we're dealing with, people who are on the cusp of young adulthood, and sexuality and its exploration is very much going to be or is part of their lives. Let's talk about sex, baby. Because sex is at the core of our identities, and it's something an experience that most of us share, and yet it is very difficult to talk about, probably because of the roots of our puritanical culture. And yet if we don't learn how to talk about it, then it provides great psychological and physical risks. So it's absolutely crucial that people learn how to talk about their needs, to make it clear what constitutes real consent, and to negotiate and insist on safe practices.
My name is Ann Fox, and I'm a professor of English here at Davidson College, and I've been here for 15 years. I think what has me most excited about this project is seeing the students take ownership of it. The stories they're telling are so profound and have such integrity and passion and honesty, and that's a side of their life that, quite frankly, I don't see as their professor. I see them in the classroom being very engaged students, but now I'm seeing them as creative artists who have something important to say about sex and sexuality at Davidson. And to see our students coalesce as an ensemble and take ownership of those stories and not be afraid to tell those stories, it blows me away.
I mean, I've done workshops before where, you talk about things with people who you don't really know. You get to know people in an intimate setting, but never with this particular kind of topic. I've never gotten together with a bunch of just a completely random group of people and talked about sex.
Davidson's interesting because you can't not run into someone. I think that this experience is going to sort of establish kind of lasting bonds with us going forward. So yeah, I'm very excited to see how we kind of move forward as a group.
The stakes are higher because we only have about 2,000 students. At times it seems like everybody is in everybody's business, but that is exactly the kind of culture of shame that we're trying to challenge and say, no, I'm not going to let you speak for me. I'm not going to let you speak for me. I'm going to own my truth and say that I'm okay revealing this part of myself, and you can't take that away from me.
It's an interesting process. It's interesting for me to come in as an older person, an experienced artist, and to try to help people to uncover and come forth with the things that are important to them. The most immediate challenge for a visiting artist is to be able to come in and quickly and easily establish an atmosphere of trust. And so that's one of the things that I do. I figure out how to help people talk to themselves as well as to each other. We do this through silly theater games and through paired sharing, story circles, and also through writing prompts. And then the material that comes out of those things becomes the building blocks for text for the piece that we'll make.
5, 6, 7, 8, and okay. Okay, so it's you. So it's let's talk about 6, down, down.
All right. So let's run through it a couple of times.
All together now. 5, 6. Ooh,
Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about sex.
We have about 10 songs that we sing and dance to. Well, there are a number of reasons. One is I wanted to provide a kind of release for both the audience and the cast, because a lot of times we're dealing with subject matter that's challenging, that's emotionally fraught, and we need a little bit of a break from it. We go deeply into it, but we also somehow need to come out of it. I wanted this piece to reflect their concerns, their experiences. And the other thing is that it grounds the experience with some degree of familiarity, so that the audience can be nervous, right? They're going to hear about sexual assault, perhaps. They're going to hear about things that have happened between people that are problematic. And then they hear a song, and they know that song, and they go, oh, right, that's Respect by Aretha Franklin, and it's pleasurable. And I feel strongly that we need to provide a theater of pleasure as well as a theater of witnessing.
Everything that you're going to hear tonight is something that one of us said or wrote.
I love the mood, you'll walk, you'll talk, you'll dress.
Okay, so Kayleen, about what we want. Everybody cool with this? On the count of 1, 2, 3, we're going to create our world. 1, uno. Rose, Tress. Create our world.
No, the song. For real. It's my expensive one, but I like how so.
Let's see.
Is it cash?
I'm feeling incredibly proud of all the work that the students have done. I was just sitting here watching them do their final warm-ups, and I was feeling incredibly moved to tears, actually, because of how powerfully they've bonded as an ensemble, how they are feeling the power of their own words and their own truth, and it reminds me why I love being a teacher. Joan really directed them in such a way that their passion and their fervor and their truth could shine through, so I couldn't be more pleased.
I'm super excited about tonight. We've put so much hard work, just dedication and effort into this production, and pretty much everyone I've talked to says they're coming. It's been really fun and exciting and a great experience.
I want to say thank you to all of you for, I feel kind of moved right now because it's just been so intense, it's happened so quickly, and we've gone to so many deep places. I just want to take a moment to say thank you for your work. Your work has been incredible. I know that you've put it on top of everything else you're doing, and it hasn't always been easy, but I hope that you feel very proud of what you've accomplished because you've made an amazing piece, and it's just been fantastic to have this opportunity.
Hey everybody, how are you? Woo! I am loving this full house. Welcome. Let's talk about sex, baby.
If sex is traditionally defined as a penis and a vagina, what does that mean for gay and lesbian couples?
It really needs to be someone I can trust. After that, things might get a little bit more purely physical until I fall in love again.
What you want, baby, I got it. What you need, you know I got it. All I'm asking is for the respect we just home. Hey, baby, when you get home.
It just means that I don't experience sexual attraction. I don't look at someone and think, yeah, I'd do that.
It's kind of hard to avoid. I mean, it's everywhere. If it's not your thing, then it's not your thing, and everyone should respect that.
Seasons of love.
my God, it was so good. And I love audiences like that because they just make it so much more fun. And there were like moments that we started laughing on stage that we hadn't in rehearsal, and it just started to feel really organic, and it was so fun.
Oh my gosh, that was so fantastic. The audience was great, and everyone was so just liberated by the show. Like, I think like all the performers, where people were coming up and saying, oh, I like have the confidence to do this, and I don't feel ashamed for doing what I do. So that's great, right?
I want people to feel heard. I want them to feel that their voices have been included, that they can negotiate, even argue with me and each other for what it is that they want. I want them to feel that they took emotional risks that were safe but still were risks for themselves in terms of their personal growth, that they excavated some things that were important to them, that they needed to say. And I want them to have found community with each other, whether it's temporary or has longer term possibilities. I want us to do theater in a different kind of a way. And so for me, the process and the product are very closely interwoven. And in terms of this project that I have, this greater project, which I call Towards a Democracy of Art, it's absolutely at the heart of what I am doing with my work.